Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Christy at My Artful Adventures, and today I am at a really fun event. It is our first day of a year-long project called Patchwork of Friendship. And so it's over in the Crafty Bunch group. And so, if you are a member, you should go over there and join that because all you have to do is just refresh in between and you'll be able to watch each presenter one after another. So it's kind of a handy way to, be able to do that. And I'm just going to share myself into another couple of places here and make sure that all of our friends get a chance to see what's going on because, we love doing that, don't we? Let me see. I just got another spot here and I'm done, you guys. So Cheryl was going to share me over, but I already did it myself. so, anywho, I am so excited for this event because it's so different. It's, I think, kind of the first one. I don't think any group has done a project like this. And so Cheryl was already telling everybody, what's up with the now I just had a mind blank. Hi, Michelle. Oh my gosh. Why do we do that sometimes? I tell you, isn't that crazy? Phew. Okay, so what we're doing is we've got 12 presenters and each person is going to do a block for somebody else, a different person each month. And so after I get mine done for this month, then it goes to my person and then she'll show it next month before she starts working on her next block. And so then next month I'll show you what someone sent me and then, then I'll make the block for the next person. Now, today I am making my block for Lindy Tate from Taterbugging. So, that'll be kind of fun. I know I'm familiar with what Lindy, likes to do. She likes to do things that are a little shabby chic looking. And I think her things are always really feminine looking, right? Let's see. Hey, Nyla, Deborah, hi there. And Cheryl got me shared in. Lori, hey there. Estella, Sherry, Darla. Everybody's popping in, you guys. Thanks for coming. So I bet Cheryl is done and she probably had you pop on over here. So this is going to be super fun all year. Now today, I know for sure I'm not getting my block finished today. And although I do mostly paper crafting on my page, today this is going to be fabric. And so because I know that, and I've been in a lot of events with Lindy, that are journaling and junk journaling, journal related, I'm going to actually make a journal and put on her block. It's just going to be a small one. It's going to be like a hint of a journal, okay? Hey, Cheryl, Carol, there's Michelle, Judy, Capri, Sherry, I think I already said hi, and there's Danette. You guys, thanks for popping in. This is so fun. So each month we have a different person that we will be making a block for. And so we, if we don't get it done on the first, I'm going to call it an episode, on our first episode each month, then we're going to use the hashtag Patchwork of Friendship. And so you can always find, what's the latest greatest by searching up the hashtag Patchwork of Friendship, okay? And then you'll know. So like if you were go to my page and you want to see what I'm doing on that, you can do that and get the latest greatest, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And I'm going to start from the very beginning. Might as well, right? I knew I wasn't going to be able to completely finish it. So I thought, you know what? I might as well just start from the beginning. And I think sometimes, people like to see that. Hey, Lori, Virginia, Mary. Hey, Lisa. Lisa's going to be on after me. So Lisa Boone Design, she's going to be after me. But you guys, if you want to, hop off here real quick, if you're not watching in the Crafty Bunch, hop off here and go over into the Crafty Bunch. because that way you'll be able to see everybody for the day, right? Um, hey, oh, and Rosa. Yes, Rosa's watching from YouTube. Yes, we're going to do 12 blocks, one block each month, and it goes to somebody else. And so at the end of the year, we'll have 12 blocks, and if we want to put them all together to make them into a quilt, we can. They don't have to be all fabric. They will be on a fabric base so that if we want to, go ahead and put them, that will work. Hey, Molly. And there's Daryl, Debbie, Virginia. I don't know if I said. We got everybody popping in. Hey there, Chris. There's Chris Hunter coming in. And Cheryl with Mama P's Crafty Creations. She just started working on her block for Chris. So Chris was her person for today. So I am going to I'm going to put you down here if I can think. Hey, Susan, how are you? Lavada. Okay. Let me get my brain in gear, you guys. I did it. I got my brain in gear. Phew, sometimes that's difficult. Okay, you guys, I think what I'm going to start with is making a backing, or like making my square, okay? Like the background square. And so it needs to be 12.5 by 12.5 to have enough things. Now, a lot of people are going to be putting theirs on muslin, but since I wanted to do backing anyway, I decided that I would go ahead and just make my backing on, another piece of fabric, okay? Let's see. Hey, Sue and Sherry, how are you guys doing? So what I want to do is I have to do, it needs to be 12.5, right? And so if I'm going to do 12.5, you guys, I think I got that figured out, but let me grab my ruler and make sure that I'm thinking about that right. So if I was going to do 12, they'd all be 4 by 4. But I need like another 1/2 inch to the top and bottom. So that's 5. Okay, I'm going to do 5-inch squares. You guys, I tell you what. I have no idea where some of the things that I have used to make. I have some nice little acrylic things that, are made to help you cut things square. And I have no idea where they were. I couldn't find them. And it's just so maddening to have things like that and then not be able to know what in the world you've done with them, right? Am I the only one? Please tell me that some of you are like that too. And so, yeah, so these are teal colors, and I know Lindy loves teal. Hey, Rhonda, how are you? Sina, how are you? So let's straighten these out here like this. Put them down here, and I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just flatten these out here, and believe it or not, I did press these already. It looks like they're going to have some more pressing, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on here, get this squared up, and I'm just going to use this as a guide. This is going to sit nice and square right here. I've got a rotary cutter, and I think this is one I decided I liked. Yeah, because as you let go of it, it pops back in. So I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut right along through here. That might actually, well, that's not straight. Good grief. What in the world? That's weird. Let's try that again. There we go. So then I'm going to use, that's still not straight down here, is it? Wonder what's going on with that. I don't know why that's not cutting right there. Oh, you got to squeeze it. Oh my goodness. You guys. You'd think a person could use that, right? Okay, so now I'm going to move this over and I'm going to do 5 inches, or actually, let's turn it and square it off on this other side so that it's nice and square. See, and this is where some of those quilting acrylic blocks come in so handy. And I have a big long acrylic ruler thing that I used to use all the time when I would be sewing. Don't know where that is either. I thought I knew where all those things were. And then when I went to pick them up, nope, they were not there. So, all right. So now we've got those 2 edges squared off. And so what I'm going to do now, I can line them up on this grid. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my goodness, I'm hitting the, let me move it over a little bit. It's in the way of where my stand is for my other camera. Well, I guess I could do it on this side, right? I want to make it sure it's square. So, well, let's do 10. Who knows? If this, it should come out close, right? You know what? I can't gauge that on that side at all. I'm going to have to move my microphone over here out of the way. Oh my gosh, who would think cutting would be this difficult, you guys? Or I can make it look difficult anyway, right? Okay, I'm going to put it right here. And you know, I only need 2 of each one now that I'm thinking about it. That looks pretty good. Hopefully. Okay. So, I don't know. I don't know if that does not look square down here. This is sad. This saddens me. Maybe I can do this. This looks like, you know what? If I cut it off. Oh, you guys, I'm so embarrassed. This is ridiculous. Phew, let's get those out of the way. Okay, now I can see my grid again, you guys. So let's do this. I can see my grid, and now I can line this up and get it straight. Because when you're doing quilting things, being straight is important. And that's still not very straight. I need a different kind of a doodad here. Okay, this is close. This is going to be close. As close as that's going to get. Okay, and now I need my 5 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 right there. So now I can line it up on each of these. You guys, this makes paper cutting look like a breeze. Right? So there's those 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. Phew! How hilarious. I don't know if it's funny or sad. And then that's still not. I don't know why I keep getting these little places that are not straight at all at the edge. Well, and I'm kind of leery of these things because they are super sharp. Okay, you guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, Molly, I'm so glad that you have those. Hi, Lindy. How are you? Lisa says she had issues cutting hers yesterday. She had the acrylic rulers. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here we go. we've got all 4 of them now, and so we're just going to alternate them. And so this is going to be our background like this, and I'm just going to pop them together with a little bit of glue. So let's just do that. So these 2 are going to go together, and we'll just put this down here. And even if it's not, I may, you know, go back and sew them. So we are just going to tack them together, and I've got enough for 1/2 inch of my seam. And so we'll just put that like that. And let's get something to kind of squeegee that down. We'll squeegee our glue down, right? Okay, there we go. So we've got that one. Let's do this one. That's why you could never quilt. Well, I tell you what, if you want a quilt to come together nicely, it is really important that you have good measurements and that you're very, you know, deliberate with all of it. The only true, well, I guess I had made a little quilt years and years ago for one of the girls when they were, you know, not very old. And then I went to a, since I've lived here, I went to a quilting class, and we made a rag quilt, and that was fun because, you know, you don't really have to worry too much. You don't have to do a lot of finishing, and all of the quilting was done on the machine. And so that was really fun. I really, truly enjoyed that. Okay, I am going to open these up now. So this needs to go like this, or actually let's turn it the other way. And I'm just going to finger press this, and I'm going to make sure. You guys, what in the world? What was I thinking? This is not, those measurements were not right at all. 4 and 4 is 8. Not 12. Oh my gosh. 6. They should have been 7-inch squares. Okay, on to the next section of what we're doing. I cannot believe I did that. Yeah, I can. Well, this will be cute. You know what? Let's just finish this and you'll get to see what the back is going to look like. Oh my word. This will be like the back of our square. I cannot believe I did that. Well, at least I realized it, right? It's better to realize partway through what you're doing than to be done and then realize you've made a grand mistake. So I'm just gonna pop a little glue on here, and that made a big glue bubble. Let me get that off of there. Hey Diane, how are you? I loved making the rag quilt. That was a lot of fun. And then I gave it to my great-grandson. And I made it bigger than what they were, you know, wanting us to do, because I wanted it to be, you know, more of a really cozy blanket and something that he could use, you know. Actually, I think I took it to his baby shower. So, you know, I didn't want it to be a teeny tiny blanket. I wanted it to be able, so the two of them, you know, to have, it's always so nice for, you know, mom and baby to have something cozy, right? And even as he got older, and it was big enough, I figured it would go like on a, you know, it would probably cover the top of a twin size bed, right? And oh, I tell you, it just turned out so cute. And my mom kept taking it and putting it away so she couldn't use it. And I'm like, you know, I made it to be used. I didn't make it to be, and you know, it wasn't like heirloom quality. All of the stitching was done on the machine. It wasn't hand stitched or anything. And, you know, so I really wanted them to be able to use it. Okay, so now then, you know, when you're doing this, you would want your seams to match up. And that's pretty good. Even gluing, that's pretty good. So we'll leave that for a minute. Let me go ahead and press this down. Let's go ahead and let's start working on our journal. Okay. And that won't matter so much. It won't have to be exact. And what we're going to do is we are going to use this piece. And so since our square is going to be like a 12 by 12, we want our journal to fit nicely in that. And so I'm thinking, and I'm going to look on here. Oh, that's nice because these blue lines are the 12 by 12. So I was thinking like about I'm thinking about 6 inches by 8. I like that. Let's do that. And that'll still give us a little room for other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this here. Gosh, I hope I don't have as much trouble doing this as the other thing. So this is going to be the outside. And I thought I would use this part for an inside. This is, I don't know if, this is more me, you guys. So I'm going to add a little bit of, I know these are probably colors, these are teal colors and greens and blue colors, and I'm going to put this in here. This is going to be kind of a fun reminder of Lindy, of me, something that I like too. So we'll try to make it something that she likes and something that I like at the same time. How about that? Okay, so if we're making it 6 inches wide, it needs to be 12 inches. And then I'm going to make, I'm going to put an inside piece in as well. And this is just flannel. I would have rather had just a plain piece of like a white or cream colored flannel, but guess what? They had flannel prints on sale yesterday or whatever day I went, and I'm like, okay, I can work with that. Who doesn't like to get something on sale, right? So I'm just gonna cut this, just gonna cut a chunk out. Man, that's more like I'm just hacking it out there. That's plenty wide. Yeah. You know what I should have done? Oh, this would have been a good idea. I should have made paper templates. Back to our paper crafts, right? We could have done paper templates and I wouldn't have had to have been messing with all of that. Oh my word. Okay, and so I'm going to put this out here too. And we can cut all of that at the same time. I'm really sad that I cannot find my other things. Phew. Okay. Just put another piece under it. Yeah, I could do that, Nyla. That would be a good idea. Now I gotta make sure this is, I got all of that there. And I do. Okay. Now we're gonna make it 8 inches tall. Okay, let's try this again. Let's turn this. Let me move this over. Man, I tell you what, this workspace is kind of small for doing this. Okay. Let me see here. Maybe I can kind of even it up here on this edge. All right. So I want it, what do we need it? If we're doing it 6 inches wide, about 12. You know what? This will be handy. Let's just cut it like this. Where's our cutting thing? We make it kind of straight. And if it's not exactly super straight, you know, It'll be okay, you guys. Right? There we go. Let's snip that. Let me check the time. I'm just going to turn it like this. And actually, let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches high. So that's at the 4.5 inch mark on here. Okay, you know what? Before I do that, I should turn it all and do the other side while it's all squared up here. And I am using a paper crafting item for part of this. Okay. So on this side, okay, I gotta think a second here. This is the most difficult thinking I've had to do lately. That's probably a good thing, right? If I hadn't had to think any harder than this, I'm probably doing okay. Okay, so we've got this here. This is 13 inches wide. What did I say? I want it to be 6 inches wide. So I already need to cut an inch off. And I'm just going to leave the edges raw on this, you guys. I'm just going to do it that way. I thought that would be kind of fun. Talk about shabby chic, right? Let me square it up here, though. Okay. All right, so that's the 12 inches wide, and then we need to do it 8 inches high. So let me put this here. Oh, here's a good idea. Oh, you guys. Let me line it up down here, and I'll put this across here on the grid. And now I can turn it again. Oh, Lindy, I've got the journal cover done. Oh my word, you guys. All right, so there we go. There we go. There we've got our little journal cover. Get it lined up a little bit. You know, if I'd have sandwiched it the right way with the fabrics going exactly the right way, I wouldn't have had to have even done anything else. Okay, now I'm going to kind of just tack it along here for now. Kind of halfway. That looks way wider than 6 inches. I guess it's not. Okay, so here's our little journal cover. And let's mark our 6 inches. Again. Okay, so 6 inches here. I'm just going to make a few little marks here, and we are going to put in a couple of little pockets here. We'll do like a little side tuck pocket. And I'll probably take this to the machine later and do that. Okay, so we can use the same fabric here and make a little pocket. Let's see if we can get it squared up here. That's kind of pretty. And just put it here. Now this is going to be super shabby because we are not going to do a bunch of finished edges. And this is so unlike me. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to even do it like this. So I'm going to do it like right about there and about an inch down here. So, and I can barely see where I did that. So we're getting a good start on it. I'm sure we're going to have other people that get way farther along on their block today. And I'm going to be excited for you to see what other people do. Lisa's going to be coming up after me. Lisa Boone. So you guys be sure and just, if you're in the crafty bunch, all you've got to do is just, whoops, refresh your browser. Man, I'm like, what in the heck? Okay. So here's one little pocket. Whoops, what happened here? Just snip it. Looks like that is just, I don't have to worry about any direction, any particular direction that that's going. And I'm just going to put a little glue on here. Liz. Yeah, right? Oh, I tell you. Sometimes I do that, you know, you just never know, right? Sometimes I'll pick it up. I'm so used to picking it up and then it wasn't right and I have to flip it around anyway. So we're just going to use a little of this. And, you know, I'm going to put the glue up a tiny bit because I may want to go ahead and actually fray some of these edges. And I think that'll be kind of fun. Now, when you're doing a diagonal, it's a little bit harder to fray. So that place is probably going to have to stay, you know, this one will probably just stay the raw edge. But if you haven't done anything much with fabric before, let me show you. And since this isn't like a quilt that's going to be washed, because there could be people putting things in here that are, you know, I wish I would have at least turned that over. Well, I guess I could still do it, you guys. Let's undo this a tiny bit. We can just make it a little bit smaller. I would like that part to maybe just turn over a tiny bit. Doesn't have to be much. But because people, there's no telling what people may be adding to their blocks. And so we're not really thinking of this as a quilt because, you know, all of the parts may not be washable. So I'm just going to turn this under a tiny bit. That way, who knows, I might stick something in the pocket. Okay, there we go. There, that looks nicer. I like that. We'll just trim that little spot off. And if you haven't done anything much with fabric, you know, one of the things that you want to do, like, well, phew, I still have a nice amount of time. One of the ways that you can do that is you would take, let me find a raw edge. What you would do is you can take, find one of these that's like maybe how far up you would want to do it, okay? And I'm just going to use my pin and kind of pull some of these down. And then what I would do is I would take one that is going horizontally, or for this purpose. I'm going to try to grab one. Well, that's not coming out easy, of course, if I plan to do that. If you take one and then you pull it, then you can, well, shoot. Well, this is just going all haywire, isn't it? You can do them one at a time, but if you have one that you can pull out, then you can kind of see how far you want to go. And then, see, you can just keep doing it, and then you've got this nice little ravelly edge, like that. And that's what I want to do on some of these edges. And then, I know Lindy likes, I actually had 2 colors of lace trim, and I love this. I think the white looks great, but you know what? I know how much that Lindy likes to do things that are coffee dyed. And I decided I would use this one. And I have something else I'm going to put on the front, and it's going to be on muslin. And so I thought, oh, this would be kind of pretty to use this one. So let's use this. And I'm just going to cut it longer for now. And since I might go ahead and pull some of that to make it more frayed looking, I'm going to put this inside. Man, this just keeps goobering up here. Oh, that's a good idea, Capri. Yeah, I like that idea. So we're going to put this along here and put our lace trim on. And then even if we kind of fray it, it'll still look pretty on top of that. So I'm just going to put the lace on right now, like that. And then I'm going to wait, but this will go over the top, and then we'll fray that a tiny bit. Let's see if we can get it started. Put it on the calendar. What was I putting on the calendar? Liz, what was I putting on the calendar? Oh, I don't want this to stick yet. I need that. I still need that so I can kind of pull some of this off. I know, I love that lace. I'm going to be sad when it's gone if I can't find any more. I've used it many times. It's just, I don't know, it's just kind of fun. Look, and you don't have to have, you don't have to do a bunch of this to get your little frayed edge. I'll do a tiny bit more. And I don't know if I'm going to do the other side, the back, because I don't know. I don't know if I want to put the whole back just flat and adhere the whole thing down to the block, or actually just, like do it down the center. There, I think I'll leave it like that. Let's go ahead and glue that part on. Oh, these big bubbly glue things. Fray, not grip. Running scissors over the edge will fray it too. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna, well, I don't know, let's do a little bit more. Just a little bit. You can hardly tell that's really frayed, right? There, that's a little bit more. That's kind of fun. Okay, let's glue it. I'm gonna grab my Fabri-Tac. Oh my goodness. It's gonna come out, I know it is. I know it, I know it. All right, and then we'll put this down here. There. Look how cute that is. That needs trimmed off nicer. That's there. And I guess the top needs a little bit. But yeah, after me is going to be Lisa Boone. Lisa Boone Designs. I don't remember who she's making hers for today. Can't remember. Okay. So there we've got our little bit of fray there. We've got our one pocket here. And I don't know, maybe I should just do the same thing on the other side. Maybe that would be pretty. You know what? I wonder if I can fray a little bit of this on this side. I don't really know where it got glued, but that would be kind of fun. Because, you know, if it's frayed and it looks intentional, you know, that is a different story than stuff that looks like it was frayed and it wasn't intentional, right? And some of these might hit a glued down spot. Maybe. Okay. I forgot who's making my block for me today. I've been so frantic over trying to figure out what I was going to do. You know, you have a new project, and you know what? You guys, as this goes along, I'm sure all of us will feel like, you know, we have other ideas, and it's like, oh, that would be fun to do. You know, I think all of us do things like that, and since this is the first time we've done a project like this, I think that'll be a lot of fun to see what everybody does. I'm going to go ahead and try and do a little bit of this too. And so I'm still going to have to redo the back. But, you know, I mean, I could just put it on a muslin square if I wanted to, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to put it on my backing that's going to look like this. So this will be on here, and then we'll have, of course, it's going to have to be bigger because, you know, I misfigured. Hey, Jet. Oh, isn't it great? Sue, I'm loving it. So this will be on here, and we'll put it in the bigger square. It's going to be much, much bigger than this. You know, this was called like something burlap was the name of this fabric. And look at it. I mean, I cut it. I tried to get it squared up, but you know, a lot of times when you're using something that's a print, the print isn't as straight as you would like. And look, this one is kind of wonky on here. So I don't know. It doesn't look quite as bad turned this way. So I guess when I make my next squares, I'll have to be really careful with that. And then I've got a nice piece. You know, you have to have a closure for your journal, right? And so I've got this. Let's see. There's this one. That's kind of dark. This one is more green. This one is almost too dark and almost clashes with that. I don't know. I've got some rose color. This is kind of a wonky rosy purple color. I don't know. I don't know yet what I'm going to do for that. I was going to use this, but now that I see it with this backing, I don't really care for it like that. But you know what? It's not going to be a ton. Maybe that would be pretty to, you know, to just have. And then this is what it would look like from the inside. It's kind of pretty on the inside. So I might go ahead and use that anyway. You know, I've got tons of that sari silk too, though. I might pull some of that out and see if I've got something good for that. You know what? After putting this lace on the edge, I'm super glad I didn't make it any wider than this, you guys. If I made it much wider, it would probably be too wide. So let's see how this is going to be. So remember, the blue lines here are where the that's going to be the 12-inch square. So this is where this would be. We'll have a little bit of, you know, our ribbon closure sticking off over here. So I think that'll be nice. I think that'll be a perfect size to put in there. And like I said, I've got something fun that we're going to put on here too. Oh, Lindy, I'm so glad. You know, it's so hard to decide what you're going to do when it's for somebody else, right? I'm so glad you like it. And we'll have to keep working on it. I had hoped to get farther along today, and then I thought, you know what? I'm not going to get much farther, so I might as well just start from the beginning. Don't you guys feel like that sometimes? So thank you. And this is such, Cheryl, thanks for dreaming this project up. This is great. This is going to be so fun through the year, and I think that everybody is going to enjoy this so much. So thank you for doing this, and you guys be sure to get over there and see. Whoops, there went the ruler. So you guys be sure and refresh after me so that you can see Lisa. Lindy, did you think you were going to get a journal on your block? And I thought this would be so fun because think of how many journal events we've been in. So from me to you, this will be, you know, a special memory, right? Even a memory block, right? Oh, thanks, Susan. Yeah, I love it too. Okay, you guys, my turn is up and we're going to go over. Everybody refresh your page. Get over in the Crafty Bunch and let's see what Lisa Boone is doing. Thank you. Bye-bye, you guys.